You know that feeling, right? That little pit in your stomach when you check your screen time and see the numbers. Yeah, we've all been there. So today we're going to do a complete digital minimalism reset. We're going to break down exactly how you can reclaim your focus and, finally take back control from that little glowing rectangle in your pocket. So let's just start with a simple question. Which one of these feels more like your day? Over on the left, you've got reaction mode. That's where you're just constantly responding to whatever the world throws at you through your screen. And then on the right, there's creation mode, where you're the one in the driver's seat, focused and actually getting stuff done. So many of us are stuck on the left, but that's what we're here to change. Because, look at this. This number is the reality for a whole lot of us. 4 hours. That's how much time, on average, we spend glued to our phones every single day. Think about that. That's 4 hours spent watching the highlight reels of strangers' lives, while our own goals, our own dreams are just sitting on a shelf, waiting for a later that just never seems to show up. Okay, let's get something straight right now. This has nothing to do with being lazy. Not at all. You're actually just caught in a really well-designed trap that's meant to turn you into a digital zombie. Just mindlessly scrolling without any real purpose. So think of this explainer as your escape map. It's how you stop being a consumer and start being a producer of your own life. Let's try to look at this whole problem in a different way. Imagine your focus is like a battery. You wake up every morning with a full 100% charge. That's your potential for the day. But every time you mindlessly scroll, every buzz, every little notification, it's like a parasite that plugs in and just drains your power little by little. So by the time you actually sit down to do the real important work, you're already running on fumes. So what's the plan? How do we protect that battery? Well, we built a fortress. It's time to get defensive and build some walls around your time and attention. And it all starts with 2 really simple habits you can start doing, like tonight. The single biggest mistake most of us make happens the second we open our eyes. And this quote just says it all. When you reach for your phone first thing in the morning, you are literally inviting the problems, the anxieties, and the to-do lists of hundreds of strangers right into your mind before you've even had a chance to think for yourself. All right. So here's the solution, your morning fortress. It's a super simple but really powerful 3-step routine. Step 1, your phone sleeps in another room, period. Step 2, go buy a cheap $10 alarm clock, seriously. And step 3, spend your first 30 minutes with some natural light. Maybe a glass of water, but definitely not a screen. This is how you start your day on your own terms. Next up, you've got to do a notification audit. Right now, your phone is buzzing and pinging and basically stealing your attention all day long. So go into your settings and just silence everything that isn't a real person trying to talk to you directly. Keep the phone calls, keep the direct messages, but silence the likes, the news alerts, the app updates, all of it. This one move starves those little parasites that are draining your focus battery. And why is this so important? Well, because it unlocks this thing that's basically a superpower. It's called deep work. It's the ability to focus without any distraction, and the payoff is huge. 1 hour of pure focus work is actually more valuable than 5 hours of trying to work while you're distracted. Getting rid of those things is your ticket in, okay? So we've built our defenses. Now it's time to go on the offense. Once that fortress is secure, we can start proactively designing our day for real focus and productivity. I absolutely love this analogy for our evenings. Your brain isn't a light switch you can just flick off. It's much more like an airplane that needs a nice, gradual descent to land safely for the night. Staring at that bright blue light from a screen right up until you close your eyes, that's not a gentle landing. That's a crash landing. So the key habit here is called the digital sunset, and it's a really simple, non-negotiable rule. First, you pick a time, let's say 9 p.m. At that exact moment, all screens go dark. No excuses, no, oh, just one more video. You replace that screen time with something analog like a real book, a journal, or an actual conversation with another human. And look, this really matters. This isn't just some fluffy wellness idea. There is real biology at play here. That blue light from our devices, it actively blocks your body from producing melatonin. That's the hormone that tells your body it's time to go to sleep and start repairing itself. So you're a puppet. You're letting algorithms and other people's stuff pull your strings and decide what you think about and how you feel for the rest of the day. But the moment you flip that switch, the moment you create something first, you start to rewire your whole identity. You become a producer. Now, this doesn't mean you have to write a novel. It can be as simple as just writing down your top 3 priorities for the day. That one small act tells your brain, hey, I'm the one in charge here. You're the pilot, not just a passenger. All right, finally, let's talk about the simple mindset shift that holds all of these habits together. This is like your North Star, the thing that will guide you back to focus whenever you feel yourself starting to drift. It's called the deathbed perspective. So the next time you feel that magnetic pull towards some distraction, just pause for a second and ask yourself this one really powerful question. If I was 80 years old looking back on my life, would I be glad I spent this hour on this? It's a question that just cuts through all the noise and makes it instantly clear what actually matters. So here it is, your new toolkit. No phone in the bedroom. Silence all those non-essential notifications. Create a digital sunset for yourself. And always, always create before you consume. And remember, you don't have to do all of this at once. The goal here is not perfection, it's momentum. Just start with one small, easy win. Because look, the most important takeaway from this entire explainer is action. Knowledge doesn't mean anything if you don't use it. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. What is the first small win you're gonna claim tonight? Maybe it's just moving your phone charger out of the bedroom. Just start there.